Every so often, Chassidim come up with a new interpretation of perspective. And you wonder, where does this perspective come from? We know for the most part Chassidim are upbeat, Chassidim are positive, Chassidim ask that we get energized and do things, and not so much focus on negativity. But where exactly is the source of this positiveness? Where does it come from in terms of its perspective, in terms of its life-giving energy? So the story that I heard many times from the Mashpia Reb Shlomo Chaim, didn't hear it often from other Mashpiim, but Reb Shlomo Chaim would always verbring on this. And this is a basis for the whole Hasidic perspective. After about 5,500 years of existence, the fires in gehenim became weaker and weaker because the furnaces broke down. You can imagine a furnace going at several 100 million degrees Fahrenheit, full time for thousands of years. After a while, those furnaces give out. I don't know if it was the plumbing, the piping, the fan belts, the fans, the exhaust system got clogged. I don't know exactly what happened, but they got together, the engineers, to examine what's going on in the whole system. And they decided that they had to rebuild the system. The old system had broken down, and we needed a new system to rebuild the gehenim. So while they're discussing the new plans for the gehenim, a certain neshama who was invited to the meetings said to the committee, says, guys, I just would like to give my opinion. All of you guys are hanging around trying to figure out how to build a new gehenim. That's what you have to be involved in, building a new gehenim. I have a better idea. We have the old Gan Eden. Let's make the old Gan Eden into gehenim and build a new Gan Eden. If you want to build something new, make it the good one, not the bad one. They liked the idea, and sure enough, they started making plans for a new Gan Eden. And that was accepted, and so what was the old gehenim became, what was the old Gan Eden became the new gehenim, and a new Gan Eden emerged as a result of their plans. Well, this seemed to be a good, cute anecdote, but it's a profound spiritual statement. In the old days, how did a person get olam habo? How did you get the world to come? And the answer is, you were serious, you watched what you spoke, you watched what you ate, you had books behind me, you studied all the books and became expert in the books and knew what to do as the books say. You were able to go ahead and explain the books to other people. You never stopped learning those books, and that's how you got to Gan Eden. When you died, all the books came along and said, this man studied these works with me all the time, and he deserves to be in Gan Eden. And they would give him a portion in Gan Eden, and he would have this virtual library where he would see God telling us the Torah, and that's how he stood in the world to come in the future for all times. So what's wrong with this picture? What's wrong with the picture is, my friend, is that what did you gain by me reading my books? If you were interested in my books and I explained to you what it says in those books, Yeah, you may get something from me, and if I was wrong, you would get nothing from me. But the focus of the individual was themselves. And the Gan Eden was focused on yourself and your studies. And that, my friend, is really gehenim. Because a Gan Eden that does not include family and friends and community is not a Gan Eden. It's a selfish spiritual involvement. Yes, it's an involvement between you and God. You have passion, you want, but it's yourself. It's limited by the ego and the self, and hence is not true. The only way to get out of yourself is by following God's will, that's true, but also putting yourself aside for another person. Bringing another person into your world, into your Gan Eden. And when you bring other people into your Gan Eden, that's the new Gan Eden. That you're lifting up everybody else. You don't just care about yourself. And that is the Gan Eden that the Baal Shem started and has been accepted, the new Gan Eden. It's a Gan Eden which is inclusive, not a Gan Eden that's exclusive. That even when there is a tzaddik who worships God on the highest level, somehow or other on Shabbos and on Rosh Chodesh, he wants his Talmidim and the Talmidim also to be there. And so we all will be there. The Rebbe will fabreng, and he says he wants to have his Chassidim there. So on Shabbos and on Yom Tov and Rosh Chodesh and whenever else the Rebbe wants to fabreng, we will be allowed to go in there because that's the new Gan Eden. The Gan Eden allows all of us there because a Gan Eden for yourself is really a gehenim.